Welcome to More Than a Few Words Marketing Conversation. When was the last time you were pitch slapped? Oh, you know what I mean. It invades your inbox, your email. Maybe you made a quick conversation or liked a comment on social media, and suddenly they're invading your inbox with pitches. I don't really think they work very well. I certainly am not. I certainly don't respond to them, and I don't think my guest Billy Sammons does either. He is part of Live Local Marketing and helps entrepreneurs grow through authentic community based connections. With 15 years of experience, he's got proven strategies like filming video commercials with local business owners that put you in front of the right people and build stronger relationships. And Billy's going to tell us how we can all live local and generate more opportunities. Billy, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me on. There's so many amazing people I've seen on your show that I'm honored to be a part of it. You have folks doing all kinds of incredible things, and so I appreciate you having me on and let me have this opportunity.
Well, I'm excited to have you, and I am excited because while I admire all my other guests, you speak into my heart. You're talking about kind of full circle why we need to go back to maybe some old school techniques. So let's start with that. Why do you think marketers today need to embrace old school marketing?
Well, and the simple answer is because it works. These face-to-face relationships are really, when you get down to it, the things that work. And we're going to see more saturation in the space. There's more paid leads, there's more AI leads, there's more of this stuff that's going to just innovate and just invade our spaces that it's going to become saturated. And our buyers, our audience is going to just start tuning it out. And so we have to start getting back to the face-to-face personalized and make them feel special, make them feel one-on-one if you're really going to make connections and grow your business because it's coming. The saturation is coming.
The saturation is definitely coming. The concern and the pushback that I get is one on one is not scalable. What do you say to someone who says, well, yeah, if I could knock on 10 doors, but I don't have time for that? How do you convince them that one good door conversation is worth a hundred of the others? But how do you make that real for
Yeah. So I always tell the story, right? So the thing I do is I make connections with local business owners because I feel passionate about helping them succeed. And I won't tell the full story, but I go through there and I've created lots of relationship with local business owners. So I go there, I make content and help them out. So I've helped all the food truck people as one of those groups because they get super busy and they have a hard time marketing while they're also prepping food and doing all the things they do. So I help a lot of food trucks people, so I know a lot of them. And I do a little bit of charity work by taking them to feed teachers. I take food trucks to teachers and do things too. And so you go from knowing the food truck people to knowing some school people to it actually escalated into me being invited to run one of their charity events for the school system because they were trying to raise extra money for one of their after school programs. And they're like, you're out here all the time. You know a lot of food truck people. Can we just do a food truck festival? Can you help us run this? And so you go from a few connections to now I'm running this event and now I know all the food truck people. I know all the vendors. We brought music, so now I know a bunch of bands. I know all the parents because they brought the kids to do the different presentations and things. You know all the teachers. And I know the people from the Board of Education now. So you go from knowing like three or four people to that event knowing hundreds of people just by doing a few things with intentional giving and with some strategy and some genuine giving. You got to be careful the giving without being genuine. You
them?
can't like give and then turn and sell right away. That never works. So you got to
But
be genuine.
I love that story because it
Yeah.
really brings together some of the things that are so valuable. The idea that businesses are relationship driven, that
Yes.
a lot of companies are actually walking away from their national campaigns and really focusing local. I have a friend of mine who lived an hour and a half from Indianapolis, where we are.
Hmm.
And she was driving up to Indy to create business, blah, 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 blah. Turned around and drove 30 minutes south to a town called Franklin. She owns the town.
I mean that she's the mayor now, right?
Right, pretty much she and the mayor are best buds.
Yeah.
She's she knows the Chamber of Commerce. She knows everybody, and everybody knows her. And it's
Hmm.
not a sleepy little town with no businesses. It's a small town, but they still need marketing and they still need what she does. And
Yeah.
she's driving less, she's selling more, and it's easier. So, yeah.
So much easier.
So, how do I do this? Because let's pretend now. Clearly, I'm not an introvert, or we would not be having this conversation. But let's pretend for a moment that I was. How do
Yeah.
I get comfortable and really good at this kind of networking when what I really want to do is hide behind my computer screen?
So this is actually great for. I'm an actual introvert, so when I do events and I do things and I'm in big groups, like at the end, I can fake it throughout
Mhm.
the gathering, but at the end, I'm exhausted. I'm very introverted, so this works perfectly. So, for example, one of the first videos I did 14 years ago was I went into the local brewery. They were just opening, and I went in there and they're like, I was in there pretty frequently, but I wanted to see them do well because they were the only one in our community. And so I'm like, hey, can I just do a commercial? I want my audience to know you're here and I want them to come see you and I want them to feel local too. And so we ended up doing the video, but it was just one on one. It was just me and them, and they've seen me a bunch of times in there as a customer, and they trusted me. And they're like, "You're here all the time. We need to get our name out here." And that was the very first one. And then all the other ones I ended up doing with other businesses. I went into the flower shop or the bakery, or actually, I get called in once by the county to do they were running fundraisers for Suicide Awareness Month and things like that. And so you get a reputation of being the person that's trying to help the community. And so it started by me reaching out, but by now, like they're reaching out to me, and so I don't have to do as much, uh, like door knocking. They're coming to my door now these days, but it's just little one-on-one meetings, and then you find ways to distribute it out to your audience. But it's really great for introverts. If you're an extrovert, it also works obviously because you can meet a ton of people. But for
Mhm.
both groups, you're just doing little one-on-one meetings, and so it's easy for whatever your personality is.
So the tip there is really start with the businesses that you're already
That's what I do. Yeah.
you're using their product and service. So
Yes.
you already know them, you have a relationship, and you're coming in as a customer, not as a stranger or a salesperson.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, so now I'm going to ask another tough question because
You do
I
it.
handled the introvert extrovert one
Yeah.
really well. This works great in Franklin, Indiana,
Mm.
Montpelier, Vermont. Okay, but what if I'm in a bigger city? What if I'm in New York, Chicago, Washington, D.C.? How do I apply local marketing in those bigger areas?
There still has to be people that you want to get connected with, people that you want to know, and people that you know you can work collaboratively. I'd start with those. There's always like delis, there's always shops, there's always insurance companies, there's always people, even in these big cities, that are looking to meet more people and grow their business. There's always folks that you can collaborate with and help them by adding a little more content to them, sitting down with them, just doing a 10-minute interview, asking them how their business is and put it out there and say, hey, listen, at the end of this thing, you're going to look really good. I'm going to make you a hero. And if they're, most businesses say yes, because even the big ones, because they still want sales. They want to meet more people. They want to make collaborators like ourselves. They want to meet influencers. They want to meet people. So even in big cities, there's lots of folks that will still be open to the opportunities of meeting and collaborating with you. It doesn't matter where you are.
Awesome. All right. If you could share one tip for somebody who's like ready to make this plunge, I'm going to get out there, I'm going to do it. What's the one tip of something I should do and the one tip maybe of something I shouldn't?
Okay, the tip you should do is always keep it simple. Do not overthink this. You keep it simple and you keep it super affordable. So the idea is that you have a business, and this marketing, this system that we teach people is that it's supposed to complement your business, not become your business. So if your business full time, you need to go in there and meet business owners that you want to collaborate with and stuff. But you only need three things. You just need your phone, which has video capabilities these days. You need a lapel mic, which is $19, and you need a tripod, which is $20. So for under $50, you can get rid of all the cold calls and all the cold leads, meet the people you need to meet, Keep it simple. You don't need to make it any fancy or anything crazy. And you can meet whoever you want to and get information to your audience and have content that you can use forever. And people will be interested in it because it's got to do with your own communities.
Nice.
So keep it simple. That's
All
my
right.
first one.
And then one quick tip because we're almost out of time. One
Yeah,
quick
good tip not to do,
on
right? That was the not to do part.
don't do. Don't do.
Don't spend a ton of money doing all the cold stuff. There's so many opportunities. There's diamonds in your fields behind your house. Like, you ever read the book Diamonds? Diamonds, Fields of Diamonds. There's a book
No.
called Fields of Diamonds if you get a chance to read it. But all your opportunities are right there in your backyard. Don't make it too complicated. You don't have to hit a home run every time and have big giant audiences every time. It can just be the people that you want to collaborate with, and you create relationships, one-on-one relationships with them. You don't need to have go viral every single time. That's totally unnecessary. It can happen. If it does, great, but don't let that be your focus. Let the relationships and the people you meet right there in your backyard be the focus of your business and your growth.
Fantastic. Billy, thank you so much
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
conversation.
Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. If Billy has piqued your curiosity, head over to livelocalwarmmarketing.com. That's spelled just the way it sounds. Livelocalwarmmarketing.com. There'll also be a link in the show notes. Billy, thanks again.
Thank you.
And if you've enjoyed this conversation, if it sparked a question or an idea, head over to morethanafewwords.com/contact. Drop me a note or leave me a voicemail on SpeakPipe, and who knows, maybe you'll be featured on one of our episodes. This has been another episode of More Than a Few Words. Thanks for listening. Sweet.
You get right to it. It's nice.